Well, ladies, gentlemen, however else you may identify out there, Privyet, and welcome back. I am the Watcher. This week, I might have another one of those perfect comics for you. It is the fourth installation in the Crimson Dynamo short series. Now, there was a lot I was excited about for this issue, and some of it's not here. They're going to gloss over it. We'll get into it in a minute. But it is really good. I couldn't think of too many trigger warnings for this episode either. I mean, other than geopolitical relations, threats of violence towards a minor. I'm not sure if you see him get manhandled in this one or if it was the next one, but he gets manhandled a bit at some point. I had to go back and watch 5 after I recorded this one to just kind of catch up. I gotta tell you, the quality in my early videos versus now is way different. I think I was doing more summations before, and now I just, I kind of read the whole story. And I still give summations, so more content, I guess. Now, of course, if for whatever reason you don't want this issue, I'd like to invite you back here next week when I'm going to be doing another one of those perfect comics. The third installment in the Hellboy Wild Hunt series. And seeing as the last 2 of these have been absolute bangers and have more than lived up to my expectations, I don't see this one failing. Anything short of Ron Perlman dying and his ghost coming back from the grave and cursing my name, I don't think it's going to ruin it for me. I don't see this going downhill. As you can tell, I'm really on a high this week with the book reviews. Just leaving me feeling in a great place. I hope you're in a great place too. And if you're not, maybe watching this will help out a bit, huh? At least give you something to do for the next 30 minutes to an hour. So, without any further ado, let's get to the Crimson Dynamo. Okay, welcome to the main segment. Now, once again, very glossy, very high quality print. We'll try to keep the light off of it. So, let's get to the cover art first. I really like the colors in here, the saturation. It looks like he's got a plan. It looks like he's up to something. But I gotta tell you, it's a little misleading. He's gonna spend most of the episode deceiving people. Oh, I just noticed he's standing by a poster. It's kind of cool. Like he saw that in public. He's like, yeah, it's me. On the back, you have J-Gun Fighters again. Hagun, I don't know. I don't remember this franchise. Not Bakuball. And this predated Bakuball, so Bakuball ripped off where the hell this is. It just looks Japanese. A lot of their mechs just look like overly decorated samurai armor. And yeah, overly decorated for already overly decorated armor. Okay, so you open this up, and it starts off with one of the weirdest contests I've ever seen. And I don't know if it's that football player exactly, but I'm gonna, like, that's your favorite team, but I'm gonna read this to you. This kid with his half-spiked hair. Lights, camera, or action. Win your choice of star treatment. Hang with Mandy Moore at the premiere of her next big movie. Sit VIP at Super Bowl XXXV111 with an NFL player from your favorite NFL team. So I wonder if the kid actually got to choose. And I don't know, this is like, there's another thing in here. I'm wondering if they put like more feminine choices in there. I'm not sure the PC way to say any of this, so please forgive me if I'm saying something offensive, but, you know, because not all boys like football, so, like, really, the football saying seems like a bigger giveaway. I don't even know who Mandy Moore is. I don't know what movie came out at this time. I mean, you can look up a list of her movies, but, you know, I thought it was Mary Tyler's Moore from the song. The Weezer song. My dad used to call me Weezer growing up, but it's because I had asthma. And this is a Campbell's ad to boot. So, you know, enter at www.mysoup.com. I'll look that up and see if that site's still functioning. It's got the goods. Kind of reminds me of We Have the Meats. The Superstar Fantasy. Campbell's Superstar Fantasy. You know, I know some people might wonder why I spend so much time examining the ads, and it's because this is a very meaningful part of the art. This is something they wanted you to look at. And that's the thing, like, even if you want to say it's not, this is the art they still made it part of it. I have to examine it together. Also, it's kind of funny. So, Gennady sure knows a lot more than he once did. You know that high-tech helmet he swiped from the warehouse? Now he knows it controls a big suit of robotic armor, which is homing in on the helmet. Gennady doesn't know how to stop its march across Siberia. Why am I dictating this like a Rob Schneider movie? Rob Schneider is Gennady. But he doesn't know he has to keep it from hurting people. And not hurting people is a lot harder than he... I'm sorry, I'm trying to stop. I don't know why it sounds so funny to me this week. He just saved American Inspector Jennings from being crushed to death. Though he doesn't even know who Jennings is. And Jennings is the guy I keep accidentally making French because of the other French people also having goggles. So I'm going to try to give him like a Brooklyn accent. Make him sound like Joey from Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah. Gennady hopes to better control the armor by visiting the office of its inventor, Anton Vakov. But what he doesn't know is that the deadly Dotrief has the same idea and is in the elevator next to him. Hey, Gennady doesn't really know much at all, does he? Read on. Oh, this came out November 4th, January 2004. I didn't notice that before. So you know what? That makes it all easier. I'm going to find out what this movie is and put it on screen right now. So you can know which Super Bowl you want to go to with an ambiguous... I guess you would say you like the Dolphins and they get the first one that says yes. Or Kirsten Dunst here. Mandy Moore. You know, I'm really bad with famous people. But yeah, we'll see that movie. So you turn it and you have the X2 movie. And you know, I actually watched these again recently, and what stood out to me is just... It was Logan's character. Like, in my mind, Hugh Jackman is Wolverine. Because I grew up watching this. But going back and watching it now, he's so, like, primped and pretty. I also, like, I cut hair, so it's like I know what goes into what to make his hair look that way. And it's just like Logan, the character, is like this gritty, rough, lumberjack kind of guy, you know, just like working with his hands, cleans them off by spitting in them and rubbing them together, all callous. And, you know, again, nothing against the guy, but he looks very proper and well cared for. And again, I think Hugh Jackman embraced Wolverine spectacularly, especially in like later films where they got more of that grittiness in there. But like early on, like this, I mean, like, come on, kind of even looks like he has eyeliner on. And you know what? Again, all these things I'm criticizing, it's more criticism of the artistic direction of the movies at the time, even the costume department and the effects department, because he didn't have really say over that. They're like, you want to be Wolverine? And he's like, does Stan Lee love killing Peter Parker's loved ones and making him feel personally responsible for it? So you get to our story, and you got this, looks like a grandpa with his boy. How deep is the Volga? Deep enough. I used to build submarines down the river in Nizhny Novgorod. Pshaw. And everyone came under this bridge, on its way to the canals to the sea. Really? You worked in Nizhny? Oh yes, but in those days I was called Gorky. And it was a secret city. Our factory, even more so. I think they build staplers there now. So there's no more submarines down there? No, but it's still a dangerous place. One time in the sewage, they found a brand new bacteria that eats chrome. It evolved there. With all the junk dumped in over the years, we're lucky the river itself doesn't grow legs and walk off. And as soon as I heard that, I'm like, oh, because, like, you may know stainless steel, we got that trying to make Damascus steel, and it was adding levels of chromium to the iron. So I figured that the Crimson Dynamo probably has some chromium in him, and I was immediately like, is this bacteria going to be like dissolving him and like it's going to cause a haywire or something? Maybe I missed it and we'll see, but Hopefully, maybe he'll come in and play in like the last episode. That'd be cool. But I'm putting that out now because I really hope they do something with that. And you have this really, really cool scene right here with the dome helmet I love. And I love how like the water is just like vaporizing off of it, going up. And he's under the sea. Downwards, wetter, downwards, better. Bitch, listen to me. And you got this guy. I think he's Russian. The machine continues to walk at the bottom of the Volga, President. It's just an hour from the canal leading to Moscow. We'll stop it when it reaches the canal. Lock in Volgsoy Volodakaralanchiki. I think they purposely made that like the hardest thing to pronounce. the people who made the comic, not the Russians. Because this joke right here. And you know what? I realized like I am not that good at doing a Brooklyn accent. Like I can quote people who say things in Brooklyn, but so I'm gonna go with something else. I'm just gonna go with like a white guy with a stick up his ass. Colonel, you guys have great Scrabble words, but lousy memories. That thing got past every obstacle so far. Well, you're the one who keeps changing your voice. What should we do, Jennings? Let it demolish our capital? Our government? Your government wants the armor captured as much as ours does. Armor? You've never called it that before. It isn't a robot, is it? It's some kind of battle suit? When were you going to tell us about it? Trust issues. You know, this couple, they need some time to just be a couple. We're all going to have to start talking, Colonel. He just like waves them up like, eh. And you remember how I said, like, I keep confusing him for the French guy? Then they make him talk to a French guy who's just like, Psst, Monsieur Jennings, oui, oui. I am your French side that has been wanting to come out the whole episode. This episode is very derailed, and I'm like 2 pages in. I'm sorry, I'm just in a really good mood today. Jordan, get out here. Don't be playing spy this early in the morning. Shouldn't you be buttering croissants for the head frog at that embassy or something? Monsieur, I have vital information from the U.S. government. France and America are allies, goofball. Make an appointment. No, this information has to go, how you say, over the channel backwards. He's like, are you looking at my ass? Yeah, this guy kind of looks like The Rock. Just in this one panel. Is like The Rock's intensity, you know? It's just like, it doesn't matter what backwards Scrabble words you have. It's back channel. Well, you can't get more back channel than me. I'm just an arms inspector. This is turning into a gay porn. Oh, but you were there when the great machine emerged from Siberia. And you were there when it marched into the Volga. I saw you live on Fox News Channel. Great. When the whole world saw it, rescue me from my own stupidity. And maybe you can help save it from falling into the wrong hands. Look here. Like the Russians. Give it to the French. Who's this guy? His name was LaChance. One of our spies in the USSR. In the OSS. In the Eddies. A master of disguise. Ruthless. Deadly. He just hangs out at hockey games. He hasn't disguised himself once. When communism failed, he got involved with the Russian mafia. We tried to pull him out of the field, but his case officer wound up dead, and LaChance vanished. But 2 years ago, a man named Alexander Dotrieve began crossing Russia, posing as a sports agent. He's filthy rich, with an entourage of bodyguards. I believe he is LaChance, and that he used his travels to build and arm a consortium, his own network of dissident gangs and terrorist cells. And god damn was that hard to do. I hate doing a French accent. It's like that guy in Sonic. And then you have another one of these, the crazy mix. Stare at this until you see hidden words, or you turn loco. And you know, in the 90s and early 2000s, there was a lot of stuff like this. And now people in my generation have a lot of mental health issues. And I can't help but think if it's from you constantly saying, go crazy, Wig out with this. Lose your freaking mind on our product, slop. Anyways. The only thing I remember about Lucas as a kid is the kids who liked it would sit there and just mouth fuck this thing over and over again, and it would be disgusting, and they'd be like, it's got an ingredient in it that's from breast. So I stared at this for a really long time till my head hurt. I can't really make out what it says. Maybe it says secret or success or something. The thing is, sometimes I think I see something here, and then I think I see two things. But really, to me, all I see is 5-8, 5-8, 5-8, 5-8, like in a weird pattern. So my brain's not working. And then I tried doing the thing where you move it, and you let your peripherals make it focus, and it didn't. I mean, I'm kind of getting a little more through the camera than when I stare at it in person, but I have no idea what this thing says, or what the image is. So I'm going to leave it up for a minute, and if you know what this is, maybe comment down below the video, because I'd really like to know. I tried even, I'm pretty against the use of the things they're calling AI. And I even tried putting this in a few of them, and they're just, this is a logo from Lucas, an advertisement as seen in the early 2000s. And it's like, oh, thanks. I wanted the solution to it, though. I thought maybe it would be able to, like, triangulate. I don't know. So the next page. Oh, God. And this Lotriv too was in Tomsk, the day the machine emerged. And in Omsk, the day it charged through, he must want the robot for himself. You have these American-looking troops here. Yeah, I think I saw him lurking around. Come to think of it, what would he do with it? And then poosh! What wouldn't he do? He hates the Russian people. Monsieur calls them undeserving of the land's riches. He once joked about the emancipation of the serfs. Kto это? So I guess they're Russians, but they look like World War II Americans. And then kapoosh, it just smashes the boat. And the proportions for the suit, I'm a little confused by, because it seems to change. But they're like, ah, and they jump in the water, and they swim off. Good lord, monsieur. If Dotree's been chasing the machine, he can't be the one running it by remote control. We'd better reach the operator before he does, or they'll be hell to pay. And then you have this Looney Tunes ad. Alone, they don't stand a chance. Together, their odds aren't much better. I don't remember this game. It must not done very well. It's PlayStation and GameCube. Game Boy Advance. This is a time where you'd have things come out on different systems and the games would be nothing alike. It's how, like, you got multiple versions of that Iron Man game, where the 360 one is good, but the computer and Wii one sucks. And it's rated E for cartoon violence. So then you cut to back to our main boy here. Moscow State University. Okay, let me guess. You guys are Moscow State University's newest engineering professors, right? And he's talking to these guys, and they really, you can tell they're just like, I want to shoot this kid. Or maybe he's the professors and you're the blackboard. Oh, hell, you can both be blackboards. It's a big university. I guess because they're so broad. Spoilers, this guy chokes the shit out of him in the next episode. He just holds him up by the neck like a toddler holding a kitten. And this part, it made it so much funnier because he's just like, as soon as I am able to, I'm going to choke the life out of you. Like this, like Hulk. Ugh! So you have Com 3D. I guess you just get like a few random comics. A lot of ads in this one. Really big panels, not a lot of words. So they rush out, and the dickheads go one way trying to get away from Gennady, and Gennady's walking like he's crapped his pants, and he's trying not to let it fall down his legs. You there, tell us where we can find Igor Pavlovich. I could use some directions. Anton Vankov's office? Nobody's been in there since the KGB shut it up years ago. They say he died, but some of us think he defected. And then the other guys are Anton Vankov's office? Gennady, that's been sealed since he disappeared. Some say he defected, but I heard he died. Some say that office is haunted. Some say men go in there and they don't come out. I say they didn't want to. Actually, he defected, then he died. But no matter. You will show us the office. Any chance you can unseal the office? I'm doing an essay on dust. And he tries slipping almost some money there. Don't really show how much it is, but he's just looking at those other guys. And then, this Mr. Magoo guy here, he's like, the janitor has the key. Wait, funny, he was here a second ago. So they're just like, yeah, whoop. Buy Janai some time. And then you have, how I was saying there seems to be like feminine and non-feminine options in the ads here. I guess, let's see when this came out again. Okay, so this came out in January. So this was right after Christmas. So weird thing to be in there. Smash and Spruce. Oh, it's a Toys R Us. Incredible Hulk. And the Hulk one really just looks like a tree that says Hulk and has a purple base. Then you have this gaudy Barbie tree, which is what all the trees look like now. It's hard to get a fake tree that looks like a real tree. Okay, so he's the first one in there. I like how he just has the helmet hanging out of his bag the whole time and no one's noticed and it hasn't made noise. Just clink. Now, Professor Anton Vanko. You helmet-hiding killer robot-making ghoul. Let's see if I can find the owner's manual before your monstrosity crushes my hometown. And the room is just filthy. I thought the janitor came cheap, but now I see he's been overpaid. Which, it's been sealed, and the KGB tore it apart. Once again, the helmet's just sitting on the ground. These guys can't find it. Here, let's go back. I mean, look at this here. They're like, duh, we can't find the helmet. Dumbasses. And that would be him realizing I still have his key. That ought to give me a few minutes here. Oh, so he locked the guy out. That's great. Oh, it's these guys. It's a metal door, Dotrieve. We can't force it. Damn Stalin and his damn steel everything. Where did the janitor go? Who knows where janitors go? They're like wives. I go through a new one every week. Find out. Wow, Vankov must have worked here a long time ago. Vic 20. This is a computer. Ow! I guess that guy hurt himself on the door. Look, it's got dials. And then you have these Genio cards. Never heard of them. Never seen them. Must have not done well. They're probably trying to make that Yu-Gi-Oh money. Literally every page has an ad. I guess they figure you're invested by now. Why are they doing such childish ads? And then, in the last one, they had Gennadi's mom with her, things out. It's like the other one, the Team America we did with the Cheech and Chong joke. You advertise stuff for little kids, but then the content of the comics doesn't reflect that. Who are you making these for? Oh, it's a middle point. I can see the staples. Even so, he must have ranked if they let him have a personal desktop machine back then. Even this piece of junk cassette tape drive. Yikes. Oh, cassettes? Gross. And what was our boy listening to over here? Morsky's Boris Godunov? Shatovsky's Fifth Symphony? I'm sorry, Reminsky Korosovsky's Made of Pskov. I don't speak Russian. I am doing Duolingo and I'm trying to learn some, but I know I'm not pronouncing any of that right. And I wish I could play the music because I'm sure it's very beautiful, but copyright. I can't even. I used, 30 seconds of a clip from The Exorcist, and that video got flagged before it even came out. This one doesn't look so bad. Let's give it a listen. Scree. He's like, like a modem or a fax machine. Wait, it's data. Tape drive. Maybe it's the answer. There's an old Commodore 64 boxed up down at work. I can kick the stuff to a floppy at the warehouse and read it later. And anyone who might be confused about this, so, I tell people born after the year 2000 this all the time. I love watching them stare at me confused. The internet used to have a sound. That sound was a transmission of data. And that's what this is. So, like, there's people who hacked payphones before because they would learn certain tones that you needed for, like, long-distance calls, and they would just make the tone to get a free long-distance call, essentially. That's kind of like what this is. So you put that in a machine, it hears the signal, and it knows what to do. So, Cree. Oh, Grandfather Winter, go away. Then you have this Hobbit game, which I really, when I was a kid, I saw ads for this everywhere. Could not find anywhere to buy it. And then I grew up and I finally got to play it, and it sucked. You're better off just playing Zelda. Go here to the helmet walking in the river. Jennings, what are you doing? I wanted your help to get this information to the Russians. After I get it to whoever's driving that robot, so he's got something there. When it climbs the lock to the Moscow Canal, hit it with everything you have. Are you mad? You're an arms inspector, not a soldier. It'll fillet you. It passed on that once, remember? Besides, if you're right, keeping that out of Dotree's hands could be the best thing I'll ever do for arms control. This is it, men. Ready? Aim? Proximity alert, proximity alert. You again. He puts the helmet on. Gospodin robot? I thought I sent you into the river. What do you want now? That's the guy from the train station. What is he? And he's holding up some words there. This man will kill you. That man. Wasn't he just in the elevator with? And he's starting to realize what danger he's in. Jennings, you maniac. Get down from there. And then he's like, I can help you at hotmail.com. So he made an email for him. Great plan. I love seeing how this unfolding is finally going to get some help. That did it. We're in. This guy's just like, I'm going to watch this illegal activity. Look for any clues as to where Vankov stashed the helmet. Anything the KGB would have missed years ago. It's the key to controlling that armor. And the armor could be the key to controlling Russia. And this guy's just like, oh, Gennady to himself. They're really making him look more grown up and heroic and less like weaselly in this one. Despite him looking very weaselly on the cover. What have you gotten yourself into now? And he's just up above all these people. We're like, we are on cell phones. We are not looking at this stupid kid. And then create it. Some Lego sets. And, you know, in a previous one, I mentioned how the kids on the Legos don't look like they're having fun. These are like cartoons. I don't know if they made these out of real kids or what, but he's like, that's my helicopter. And this one's like, I'm putting a wheel on. They do not look enthralled at all. But I like this because it's a create set. Look what's under it. Also available, Constructionary. And it's got an adult as James Franco looking guy. And he looks like he's actually having fun. I thought that was funny. Like, you'll grow up. You know, adults buy like 90% of Lego products anyways. And then the janitor comes in. Here now. Who said you could take my crowbar? And who will pay for the door? This is official business. Stay out of the way. Is there any place else Anton Vankov might have kept his belongings? Well, the KGB got most everything here. But not everything was here, of course. What? How do you know? Before his last trip to America, he stopped back in here in a pretty big hurry. It was a weekend. I was the only guy here who saw him. He had me ship a box of his stuff to the university warehouse in Avtazavadskaya. Etavazskazadaz. I'm not going to be able to pronounce that. I'm sorry. Like, I'm really sorry. I'm not trying to make a joke out of these words or be offensive. I think they might be. Like, come on. Like, they're taking a piss with this one. It was pretty heavy, too. You did this, and you did not tell the investigators? Whoop! What? That's a sound. He's fallen. He's holding the helmet. He's holding on by this flagpole with his leg. Of course not. He gave me $20. $20. That's it, helmet. It's you or me. And then you have this here, this Hulk Underoos ad. He's like, "Oh, Hulk gonads feel much better with relief. A fruit of loom underoos. Room to flex and move." So, you see the hand, and then both hands, and he comes up wearing the helmet, which I guess is a big moment. This would be easier if the thing had eye holes. It has a visor, dude. Probably just don't know how to switch it off. Well, here's 100, little father. Tell us more about the warehouse. I don't know what little father means. That's kind of weird. I guess that's like some sort of expression I'm not familiar with. I'll try looking that up. Probably going to be a big nope on the screen right now. Finally, they're gone. Such hoodlums. And then he looks, and then koosh! He crashes in right in time. He's like, yee! Wait, I have an appointment. That guy just runs out of there shit in his pants. Like, finally, he, like, reacts to something. He's like, ah! Well, if you're going to leave like that, I'm going to have no choice but to steal your briefcase. What a dick. Not even a thanks for shopping our engineer department. These people just don't understand customer service. I like how he just monologues to himself when he's stealing. So, that place I can't pronounce, warehouse complex. So, every place in here. Little farther, the old fool did say there were 34 warehouses on this site. There's got to be some organization to it. It's dark enough now. Split up, check them all. The Crimson Dynamo helmet is here somewhere. And I guess Gennadi's just there asleep now with the helmet. Reports the metal invader is still in the canal, now less than 100 kilometers away from central Moscow. With its approach, the American diplomatic posture seems to have shifted from anger over its existence to concern about... Was that? Good Lord, it's taken hours to copy this stuff. Did people used to live like this? He's just snapping these little tapes. And I can't believe this mountain of tapes is just on a few floppies. Vankov's helmet must use more memory just telling the time. Oh, it's kind of like Apple products with their photos. Just use way more memory than is necessary. Then, let it fill up with ghost data so your users have to upgrade. I have to find out what that guy who warned me knows. But I don't want to be traced if it's a trap. It's 1 a.m. Angel ought to be home from school by now. Let's see if that hacker brother of hers has any ideas. Can you do me a favor? And you finally get to see, her more. And I don't know if I'm supposed to know who these people are. Why should I do you a favor? He's in there playing Xbox. He's got some sort of Spider-Man comic. My friend in Russia needs me to talk to someone online for him anonymously. Do you know how to do that? Who do you think collapsed the middle school's new server with spam yesterday? It's this cool anominizer I downloaded. Totally snoop proof. If you're nervous, I can even talk on my PC. You can relay what's said to your pal on yours. Which answers your question, but not mine. Why should I do you a favor? And she's all overshadowed and scary. He just kind of looks up at her and looks back. 'Cause my friend says a lot of people in Moscow could get hurt if we don't help. Well, that's impossible because I nuked Moscow 2 levels ago. Next reason. 'Cause I'm your big sister and you love and respect me. Please. 'Cause I'll tell Mom you're still downloading porn. He's like, let me save the game. Before you had to worry about Mom finding your comics. So, Rosia Hotel. Achoo! Achoo! No, Jordan, nothing yet. Unless they wrote before I got home to set up the email address. You didn't have the email already? What if it wasn't available? The Ruskies held me a while after they fished me out of the Volga. I'm sorry about losing your folder in the canal, but I've been reading the copy you emailed. You're right. This Dotrieve is a monster. He... Beep. Let me call you back. The email just landed. Wayne Jennings? Okay, I'll read and you type. I'm an American with the... I'm an American. Tick, 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 tick. With the Joint Threat Reduction Team. What's that? Tick, 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 tick. We're a private international mission. We help the Russians locate and dispose of old Soviet weapons. If you want to see anything about that, you can watch like Plainly Difficult. They have a lot of episodes on stuff the USSR just left laying around. Russia's biggest trouble magnet these days. Who are you? We better leave it at that. Well, your English is pretty good, whoever you are. You saved my life back at the train station. Thank you for that. You saved my life this morning, so we're even. I crossed paths with that guy whose photo you showed me. Dotrieve came after you today. Don't worry about it. I really ditched him. Dotrieve is his name? French, then? He must be the one who's been talking to me on the helmet's radio. He wants it for himself. Helmet. So it is a battle suit. You've been controlling it remotely, right? Why are you sending it to Moscow? I'm not. I think it's homing in on the helmet. So you're in Moscow, same as me. Brilliant deduction. Have you also figured out I can't make it stop? At least I finally found the owner's manual. I think maybe there's something in here. It's a little late to be looking at the instructions now, don't you think? Besides, I don't think the armor is working right. There's energy arcing off it. It's been getting worse. Oh, maybe it's from the chromium-eaten stuff. You've got to bring the helmet to the authorities. They'll figure it out and keep it safe. Before or after I begin doing time. I've seen the news. This thing's done millions in property damage. And what if people have been hurt by it? Prisons here aren't day spas like yours. No, I can sort this out on my own. If you want help, find out what you can do about Anton Vakov and Project Dynamo. I'll see what I can do. Believe it or not, I know a guy in the world of walking weapons. In the meantime, get out of Moscow. Dotrieve won't stop looking for you. And maybe you can lead the armor out of town. Why didn't he think of it? Just go somewhere else? Just leave so the armor doesn't smash people? Gennady says, I'll be in touch from wherever I end up. That's it. He signed off. What is this? Some kind of whacked role-playing game? I don't know. For my friend's sake, I hope it is. And there we go, Mr. Stark. He's like, I have the most French mustache in the entire comic. Yeah, you did catch me on my way to a meeting, Wayne. But my receptionist said you used the magic words. Project Dynamo always gets my attention. By the way, how do you like my Robert Downey Jr.? It sounds horrible, but I think it's a little better. Printout disc, check. Just get the helmet and there's a big lumen shadow coming in. Oh, he does. He grabs him up in this one. So yeah, he's going to be holding him by the neck with one hand in the next one. He's like, oh, look who I found, Salva. That looks like a 1911. Wonderful. I'll call for Dotrieve. This time, little man, the elevator is going down. Next, my dinner with Anton. And then you have the Bionicle ad. And that is this week's issue of the Crimson Dynamo. And like I said, this one was really great. I really loved it. So let's get to the final thoughts, and we'll talk about this a bit more. Well, how'd you like it? You know, it's like I said, I was really looking forward to what's going to happen in that elevator. Nothing happened. I don't remember there being too much of a scene in there. I thought it was going to be cool. It was cool to see how it was bridged between this and the 5th issue, because I accidentally read that one first. So if you want to, as soon as you see this, you can see all 5 issues immediately on the playlist, and the final issue will be out in about a month or so, which will make another series we have finished up here on the channel. You know, I kind of just assumed last time that the kid was talking to Tony while wearing the helmet, but you see, I don't know, you've seen the introduction here. He's just there. It's very like, yes, this is Mr. Stark. Makes me think he's on his way to Russia. Maybe there's going to be a showdown. Like, all that stuff he's doing in 5 is just him, like, you know, it's like Superman. He's trying to go and help this guy, but he sees something over here. He can't exactly, like, just ignore them and let them die. If anything, you know, the story in this one was a little slow. It was lacking a little action. Again, I'm hoping the last one's going to be really action-y. A lot of these have been low on the action, more on the comedy. I want to praise the art in this one. I did really like the art. I really love the colors. I love the dramatic, dynamical, how do I say, not poses, scenes between the characters. Like those two guys arguing. It's not even, it's not like Bollywood. It's not like Mexican soap opera, like Maria, Juanito, Maria. Like those over expressions. It's just like how they're positioned, the shadowing, the expression, like it all goes so well together. It's just, you talk about immersion in a show. You forget you're watching a show. I forget I'm reading a book when I read this. Honestly, I forget I'm reading comics a lot of times when I go back and I remember the story. I don't know about you, but when I read something and I try to remember it, I don't remember the words. I remember the images in my head. My brain, like, converts it to images. So, like, when I go back and I think of a comic I read, it kind of plays out like a choppy cartoon. It's a little stilted because my brain is, like, melding the images, but I don't know, it's kind of like remembering me and you. Actually, kind of a funny anecdote from my life is I've had a few exes where they were prone to dye their hair a lot. And it was so prolific that when I go back and I remember them, I don't know what color their hair was at what time. So, have you ever seen Never Ending Perfect Hair Forever? In my memory, they look like that. Their hair's just like constantly changing color. Like as I'm remembering them, it's just going through like these cycles of all the colors they went through. I also one time had an ex who dyed her hair all the time, but she consistently did it this, that tone of red they do where it's kind of like purpley. It's not very natural. I never seen anyone with hair that color. Anyway, she did that hair color. And I asked her, she's a redhead, like a brunette redhead. And I asked her, why do you dye your hair? It's not too far off than your actual hair color. And she told me, this is my natural hair color. I just dye it to even it out. And that led to an argument. And I gotta tell you, ladies and gentlemen, on that day I learned, whenever you have a partner and your partner says, this is my hair color, there is one appropriate answer. And the answer is, yep. Do not say anything else. Because, man, even if she sees this video, she might comment down there and be like, you're tripping, fool. That she always said, fool. It's kind of like dating Mr. T, a little angry Mr. T. I pity the fool who thinks this ain't my natural hair color. Oh, man. Oh, that's going to be funny if she ever sees this now. So, as for the Captain Planet thing, I almost forgot this issue. Yeah, definitely, this kid, I'm going to call it again. By the end of the episode, I don't think he can defeat Captain Planet. I thought it was kind of weird. They made him look really like, look, he looks menacing and focused. There's like the fist with the power coming out. Like he has some idea. He has some plan. He's doing something in here, but this art's so detached from it. And it's kind of like his character too. Again, when he's playing a video game, maybe he could mess him up a bit. But I still think Captain Planet's going to win every single time against this kid. Unless somehow he outsmarts him at computers. But you know what? I'm starting to think that Gennadi's not even really good at computers. I think it's just like that thing that all his contemporaries don't know anything about computers. So if you can turn one on, you're a wizard. It's like your parents and their computer. You're always showing them, or their smartphone. You always have to show them how to do things over, and they think it's like magic. Well, it's just simple to you. When I was a kid, we had this guy that we thought was great at computers because me and my mom didn't know anything. And now being an adult, knowing just basics about computers, like I can put my computer together, I can change out parts. It's scary. It is a good lesson that just because you don't know what you're talking about and someone uses a bunch of words you understand doesn't mean they understand what they're saying. You still got to look into what people are saying. But, back then my mom used to think it was cute to put magnets on a computer. And she didn't believe me it was bad for them because I saw that in a cartoon. It was Futurama. Yes, it was Futurama. Well, anyways, I've had just a fantastic time this week recording this episode. reading this issue, and I'm sure editing it and bringing this to you. I always love the editing process for some reason. I get into it like a guy watching football. I'm like, yeah, clip out that sneeze. Oh, yeah, brother. Again, I would like to invite you back here next week when we're going to be doing Hellboy. You know it's going to be fantastic. But until then, stay safe out there, and I hope whatever you're doing, you're having as good as a time as I am right now.